Hi, this is Shauna, and I want to welcome you to Living in This Space. Real talk, because hey, we're all just living in this space we call life, right? It's messy, it's hard, and sometimes it's the most joyous thing we can experience. I want you, my listener, to have a place where the conversation is real and honest. I hope we can spend this time together, validating, sharing, and experiencing all the feels together with whatever topic is on the agenda for the day. Let's dive in. Hi, and welcome back. Today, I want to dive into a conversation about journaling and briefly touch on a topic of what we can and cannot control in our lives. So, as many of you know from a previous episode, writing out my thoughts is an important part of my journey to the exploration of my life, and it's also been a huge part of the healing process with some things that I've gone through over the last few years. So today, I want to talk about what journaling is. You know, I think it's whatever you want it to be, actually. There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. It's simply a process to dig into, to uncover, or to just explore our thoughts. It can be incredibly cathartic and revealing. Journaling can also expose those parts of our thinking that we've tried to keep hidden from ourselves. But on the flip side, it can be a beautiful healing journey for us as well. So when I first started this thing called journaling, I was so resistant to it. For the most part, in the beginning, it was just me dumping onto the paper whatever came to my mind. My writing was usually full of self-deprecating thoughts, stories, and things that I had believed about myself for years. I hated it, y'all. I was almost always super angry about the process when I sat down to write. But I kept doing it. I just dug in and kept doing it because I had been told by my dearest friend and other people that journaling was just such a good process to get through. You remember earlier when I said that journaling can sometimes expose those parts of our thinking that we've tried to keep hidden? Well, that was something I discovered about myself when I began this journey. I had pushed back so much ugly. I had hidden from myself for so long and pretended that I was okay. I had so many stories and lies and cover-ups about all kinds of things that were swirling around in my thoughts. So putting pen to paper was finally a way for me to uncover those areas that needed addressing in my life. There's an author, her name is Jordan Lee Dooley, and she's well recognized for her tagline, "Your brokenness is welcome here." And I felt I just had to share this quote with you because it was so powerful when I read it. I think when we begin to journal, the books that we're writing in become a beautiful, sacred place for our thoughts, our pain, our brokenness, and the memories that we might be working through. As you work through some of the harder stuff, these journal books will also be a place for you to put pen to paper, all the fun stuff. The joys, the sweet memories, and the blessings you want to cherish. I've got two really small little books. They're not journal books, but they're just two small little books, one for each of my kids. And I pop them open every now and then, and I just write in them. I'll write a memory or, something I want them to know, or maybe a thought that I have that, I think I want them to know later in life. And I guess some of you probably hear my cat crying in the background. We're going to keep it real today. If you've ever journaled, it can be daunting. Super daunting at first. If it feels hard, then just do a thought dump. We'll call it a thought dump. Just write whatever pops into your head. It's going to feel kind of weird at first because, there's often a jumble of random thoughts and stories and words that pop into our mind at any given moment. But just write them down no matter how strange or bizarre it feels. And some of these things will just be a word that you write down. Some may be a complete sentence or a partial thought. And you may go back later and read what you've written down and have a revelation about something. Or you may just see a bunch of randomness. But whatever it is, it's good. It's really good, y'all, because you've started the process. Once you get past the initial resistance, just start writing. Set aside some time daily to write, and it may take just a few minutes, or maybe you set a bigger chunk of time aside. But making this a part of your daily routine can be so therapeutic and calming. And I think for most of you, the words are just going to flow into some pretty amazing self-discovery. You never know, your creativity may blossom, and you might even find some hidden talent that you had no idea was there in the area of writing. If you find you don't enjoy this process of journaling, please don't stress over it. It just isn't your thing, and that's okay. You can find something else to do that may be just as revealing for you. So I want to wrap up this super short episode that we're doing today by sharing an area that journaling really helped me to dig into. And that area was a pattern of thought that I could control far more in my life than I really could. I have a meme on my Facebook wall that reads like this: I can't control anyone else, but I can control my thoughts, my words, my choices, my actions, and my reactions. When I shared this the other day on Facebook, I realized that this had been an area that I had been doing a lot of work on in my counseling and in my journaling. So I want to share with you what I learned around this idea of control with you. We're not responsible for other people's reactions, moods, anger, joy, happiness, or sadness, just as no one else is responsible for those same feelings when we're experiencing them. Now, we do react, of course, but we're in control of how we choose to react. No matter what the stimulus is, we have full control of how we respond. Y'all, this was a huge awakening for me. This was big. I want to share with you, this is so freeing when we can enjoy relationships knowing that each of us has a choice in the way we're responding to what's happening around us. Now, I want you to keep in mind, this is not permission to be insensitive with our words or actions to another person. And I know it's going to feel hurtful if someone treats you in that manner, but just try to remember to tell yourself this: I am in total control of my thoughts, my words, my choices, my actions, and my reactions. There are so many stinking rabbit holes of feelings and reactions that we can quickly go down if we're not careful. Just think about all the little things that happen day to day, and those split-second quick reactions that we have, a lot of them out of habit, but we can choose to change that and turn it around if we just stop and think about what we're doing. If you're struggling here, try putting your thoughts to paper. And if that doesn't help, talk to someone who's trained to help you work through this. I promise you, this is one thing that can be a game changer in how you live day to day. Y'all, we can't avoid relationships or human interaction, but by gaining control of the one area that you can control, you can make some positive changes in your life for the better. I hope this was helpful in some small way for you today. And until the next time, happy journaling. Hey, thanks for listening. Don't forget to hit follow wherever you get your podcast. And until next time, I hope you live in your space well, my friends.